Hello everyone and welcome back to our podcast. That's Mr. Charudutt Katare, a senior professional and life leadership coach, and I'm Surbhi, anchor and mindfulness coach. Thank you so much for your excellent response to the Life Philosophy podcast. Essentially, for the viewers are able to connect to Charu sir's relatable, implementable and real life philosophies. I'm really excited to host this brand new edition on your first narrative under the heading Carrying the Burden of 7 Regrets on a Deathbed. But before we dive into the topic further, let me quickly tell you that if you are a corporate, we are also available for life leadership and mindfulness short training sessions. You can email us on the following email ID and contact number. To know more about us, you can check our website, which is charudattkatare.com. So you have the strong opinion that success is not a relative phenomena, exactly opposite to a general mindset amongst general population. In fact, there are some great quotes on success by imposing personalities. Success is relative and individual and personal by Wilford Peterson. Success is relative, it is what we make of the mess we have made of things. T.S. Eliot. So what brings you to this thought?
Yes, Surbhi. You would then also be aware of this famous quote by Stephen Hawking, who said that success is relative. It brings in so many relatives. And look at the fact, when you become successful, you would always find those relatives who were never visiting you have suddenly started visiting you. But I, Surbhi, feel strongly about the fact that success has its own definition. Success is not a relative terminology. Only those individuals who cannot progress professionally and personally then conveniently say that success is a relative phenomenon. As you rightly mentioned about the quotes, understand that each of this quote which was been made by these towering personalities was in a specific context, which later on was being used by some individuals as their life progress. With every up and down in their professional and personal careers, it was been seen that the success definition changed as per their suitability. And Surbhi, I am very sure about this fact that success for someone can be seen as a failure by somebody else. And that is the reason why it becomes of paramount importance whether one is successful or not is a sole discretion of the society where we are intending to live, rather than it being an individualistic view.
Well, sir, then the obvious query that will be raised is why the society should decide. Whether the society is competent and wouldn't it be biased?
Well, the answer to this, Surbhi, lies into the fact that existence of the definition of success or the term success came into being with the formation of the first civilized society, the Mesopotamian civilization, way back in 3300 to 750 BC. During this time, there was a cohesive group of individuals which came together and with a similar social intelligence, with similar social emotional quotients, and they felt that if we remain together and if we progress together, then we can form a very strong community. And since then, many generations, whether it was the generations of the past or we are talking about the current generation or the future generations, will get associated to any one kind of societies. Now, the important part is, and a very notable aspect about this kind of civilizations is, Surbhi, that they would set up standards. Standards of what is right, what is wrong, who is successful, who is not. So if you need to survive and if you need to thrive and progress in such kind of society, then it would be the complete discretion of the society at large to decide whether an individual is successful or not. And the definition of success or the existence of the word came back, I suppose, way back in 1580s, where it means accomplishment of desired end results as per the society at large where you want to intend to live and progress.
Charu sir, you have always said that definition of success is in the place and there exists description of success given by society on these two exclusive bases. In terms of monetary achievements, in terms of non-monetary achievements. Can you elaborate a little more on this concept?
Surbhi, let me first talk about the second, definition, the non-monetary success ahead of monetary success. Essentially, you will accept that 99% of the population will not fall into this category of non-monetary success.
True.
Rather than defining this, let me give examples of some towering personalities who through their actions actually depicted or defined what non-monetary success is. Let's go back to 1949 when Dr. Baba Amte actually formed an ashram which was called as Anandvan Ashram. This was completely dedicated towards the treatment, towards the management and empowerment of leprosy patients. And believe me or not, leprosy is a dreaded disease, Surbhi. Imagine patients having deformed fingers, having deformed face, nose and lips. And during that time, because of this dreadedness which was been there for the disease, then society always used to outcast such kind of patients and would always resist the personalities who used to actually work in favor of these leprosy patients. Dr. Baba Amte was actually moved by the plight of these leprosy patients. And imagine, just to bust the myth that leprosy is not a contagious disease, can you imagine he injected himself with an bacilli which comes from a leprosy patients? Can you imagine he doing this? Anybody doing it? It's very unimaginable. Now the work which he did over a period of time then got recognized by the world bodies, by the Indian bodies, and everybody now then started bestowing awards galore. More than 40 awards were being given to Dr. Baba Amte. You talk about Padma Shri, you talk about Padma Vibhushan, you talk about Raman Magsaysay Award, Gandhi Peace Award, United Nations Peace Award, Prize Award. Every single award which was been there in the books have been given to Dr. Baba Amte. And the very society which was resisting his actions, his work, now was busy scheming the awards for him. Take other examples of Jyotiba Phule, who worked for the women education during that time, as well as during that worked against the prevailing caste system. Why go far off? We talk about a recent example of 2014 where Nobel Prize winner Kailash Satyarthi, who worked for the child right movement. The Bachpan Bachao Andolan was essentially dedicated towards, child labor. It was against child slavery and trafficking. And Surbhi, you will appreciate the fact that these are examples of philanthropy which is unparalleled. And we, normal working individuals, will never fall under this category of non-monetary success. And that's the reason it is very important that we should dive essentially into the monetary success definition. But before we do that, Surbhi, let us appreciate the fact social gains. Surbhi, I've been talking to you about this for a long time. Yeah. Social gains have become the ethos of modern society. For you to succeed, many others have to fail. And what is holding true for an individual also is very strong when it comes to the corporates.
So before we dive into the definition of monetary success, you have always said that the state of mind for many individuals planning to embark the professional corporate journey can be described by the song scripted by the legendary artist Jojo. And here's how the song goes. I'm gonna start with my heart, I'm gonna be the light, be that light, my own light. That lights my way through the dark, I'm gonna see that day, change is gonna find me. But it's up to me, all on me, to make that change inside me. So I'm gonna be the change. I'm gonna be the change. What changes then, Charu sir, for these professionals when they spend some time in the corporate world?
Surbhi, for many who start their professional career with this attitude, I want to make a difference. I would love to contribute. I would carve a niche for myself. Changes with few obstacles which they face. This only talks about the inner strength to compete, and you would agree, you cannot be exemplary for your kids, at least on this front. Many of us start a new thing with great enthusiasm, great excitement, and give up quickly when posed with few occurrences of struggle. Why the swagger in the step fades? Big question mark. And what remains then is a shaky, deflated individual. Why the most so-called talented individual, when it comes to the real professional and personal life, go through this cognitive and resolute decline? The definition of success then continues to change for such individuals as they progress through their professional and personal life. Most fear and experience, Surbhi, a steady downgrade of their commercial viability and strangely succumb to the circumstances, accepting the fact that success is relative. Monetary success, according to me, Surbhi, solely would be measured in what has been accrued in terms of asset value at the time of your retirement, with each of your personal responsibility being taken care of. It might be, or it might include, buying a house, a car, vacation for families, whether international or domestic, saving for children's education in the best of the institute, all subject to the fact that there is absolutely no financial liability when you plan to retire. What it in short means, Surbhi, is the net worth which has been accrued. And the meaning of net worth is as simple as the entire asset values, the total asset values minus the liabilities which you carry. People have to understand the exact definition of net worth, which it means, as I say again, the total asset values minus the liabilities or the outstanding which you have. So let's say, for example, if you're calculating the net worth and you have bought a loan for a flat which is equivalent to 1 crore rupees and your flat is 1.5 crores, costing 1.5 crores. What you need to do is you have to minus the liability, and then the total net worth of that particular flat still remains to be only 50 lakh rupees.
Sir, I think most of the people that I know around me, they pass their entire lives just paying the loans for even one house. And there are very few people who even own a house in Mumbai to begin with. So I'm sure the insights that you're sharing with us today are going to help me and all our audiences to broaden our perspective on our financial stability.
In fact, as you rightly said, now there is a hot topic which is going on about EMI traps. Everything is available at an EMI, even if you can afford it or not afford it. And there are a lot of loans which are available whereby people try to build up, have a car on loan, take education loans, they take house which is obviously with an home loan which has been there, and they continue to make this mistake saying, I am having a net worth about this. No, but they are taking a loan on that, which is the liability which they have to pay back. So it is very important to understand the exact definition of net worth. Okay, let me mention, Surbhi, that the age of retirement is a very subjective perspective. For me, at an age of 50 was the right time to retire, where I was able to have a net worth which was as per the set or defined monetary success definition by the society. Some people feel it at 40, 45. Some people even at an age of 60 feel that they have not accrued the kind of net worth which is as per the definition of the society. I will give you an example of Andrew Formica. He was an CEO of Jupiter Fund Management. He retired at an age of 51. The world was shocked looking at his retirement. And he said a very simple statement. I just want to hit the beach and do nothing, sit idle there. And this thought process is not only in the developed countries, but it is now fast catching up even in India. So the retirement age has become very subjective. But as I said about it, retirement not before the set amount of net worth which has been achieved as per the society at large, as per the definition given by the society at large. Surbhi, when we are talking about accruing the asset values or the net worth values which have been there, it might include both the assets. It might be the non-liquid assets, which includes real estates, properties, land, or for that matter, the liquid assets like fixed deposits, commonly known SIPs, mutual funds, equity markets, the exchange trading funds which have been there. It can be gold, and the only aspect which we are talking about here is the net worth should be liability free.
So before we get into the specific figure, let us show some startling surveys depicting the mindset of modern India. Between 2017 and 2019, people focused more on planning for a better standard of living, fulfilling of dreams and enjoying a comfortable life, and less on security and safety. A new evolving view, well taken, this is increasingly becoming a trend, says the Chief Executive Office, PGIM, India Mutual Fund. Another survey revealed that most urban Indians are saving and investing less and allocating nearly 59% of their income for living expenses. If you have a certain level of income and certain financial goals, then goals of buying a house, saving for children's education get precedence. Obviously, retirement planning doesn't get priority. Financial freedom during retirement takes a backseat, as suggested by financial advisories.
Surbhi, I feel financial freedom means essentially not having to worry about money post-retirement. For many, it means having money to fund their chosen lifestyle with enough left over for retirement or to chase a career of their choice without worrying about the income. It's about attaining a true financial independence. In fact, Surbhi, I feel the post-retirement lifestyle should be equal or in fact better than while a person is working.
Sir, I went through one more data. The PGIM Retirement Readiness Survey pointed out that only 52% of the respondents knew how much they needed for retirement. The remaining 48% did not have any awareness of their retirement kitty. Quite obviously, 69% in this set did not have a retirement plan in place.
Most of the people make this blunder of calculating net worth, which is liability free. What you should ideally then do is that out of this 5 crores which we are talking about, what I mean by spend power and how people make a mistake while calculating the spend power.